The first article is national territory because we have to defend our territory against any aggressor, including the West Philippine Sea, against these Chinese illegal trespassers of our West Philippine Sea, as decided already by the International Tribunal of July 12, 2016. The 9-dash line of China has no basis in law and in fact. They lost in 8 counts to the Philippines. And we thank President Pinoy for filing that case in the International Tribunal in Den Haag. National security. Oh, is it true that, these Chinese are going to, because if you say it's true, I will call for the revocation of your franchise. Can the Chinese close any of the 3 control points of the NGCP in the 3 islands of the islands of the Philippines? My island, the land of unfulfilled promise, Mindanao, the promise of the interconnection has been done. That's why I'm grateful. We will know. Is there a switchboard that is held by the chairman, Chinese, in Beijing? Is that correct? Let us have the answer. So that this is the national security concern, which I am also concerned, because we do not want China to have, a grip on our energy system. None, Mr. Chairman. Let's have the answer, officially. You are under oath. Can the Chinese minority owners, can they sabotage our country by just stopping supply of energy to any part of the country? Answer, please.
They cannot, Mr. Chair.
Also, the answer of Mr. You're a lawyer like me, so let's give it to the more technical ones. Come here, Mr. Aguilar. Sometimes us lawyers would tend to, know everything, but this is something that is pertaining now to national security and the fact that these Chinese can never come to one of your control system site and go there and turn off the grid in Luzon, or go to the Visayas, or come to the city of Golden Friendship, my city of Cagayan de Oro, to be able to stop the supply of electricity in Mindanao. Can you now explain to us under oath, what is the situation? Can they do it?
Yes, sir. They cannot control the power system of the Philippines with a single button. Yes, sir.
Is there any switchboard or control being held by people in Beijing or even in Guangzhou, nearer to us, that they can, interfere in the supply of energy in the Philippines?
None. None, sir.
And if they try to come to the 3 points, are you going to shoot them, which I suggest, to sabotage our supply? Will you do that, Mr. Aguilar? Do you have a gun?
He's Mr. Agustin.
Mr. Agustin. Oh.
I mean not.
Will you allow a Chinese like me, singkit looking,
Yes, sir.
to go there and then, disperse with the 3-man team and then put a button that will stop supply in Luzon? Can that happen?
We will not allow that to happen, but I think we will not shoot them, sir.
We should shoot them if they do that, because that is part of self-defense. So, Mr. Chairman, with all these testimonies from, first, the ERC, second, the SEC, third, the BIR, through my statement, and the NGCP. So, Mr. Chairman, in this committee, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? What do you want to do with NGCP? It has complied with all of the requirements of the franchise. It has complied with the Constitution. So that is what the question is, but you don't have to answer. Because that is the prerogative of the Committee on Franchise to look into all the franchises of this country and be able to evaluate their performance and have even a motu proprio investigation. So thank you so much for
Thank
the
you very
opportunity,
much.
Mr. Chairman. Again, Cagayan de Oro and Mindanao is thankful for the interconnection of our lines to the Visayas and to
Thank you.
Mindanao. The next slide, please. The next one. That's it. Go lower, because that is where my island belongs, where I belong to that island of Mindanao. Okay. Delays. How about Visayas, Mindanao?
Mindanao.
The last one, huh? Yes, it is way down. Okay, so anyway, can we put that up? Yeah. No, I want everybody to see the last item because it is
Yes.
covered by the tables and chairs. But for everybody.
We
it's
cannot
fixed.
move it.
so,
It's fixed.
Okay, so Mindanao has been interconnected with the Visayas last January 2024. My constituents, Cagayan de Oro City 2nd District, would thank the NGCP for finally connecting Mindanao to the Visayas and to Luzon. Why? Because if we need more energy from Luzon, Visayas, they can give to us. And if we have an excess capacity in Mindanao, we can help Visayas and Luzon. There is a 5-year delay. I know this because of right-of-way problems. First right-of-way that I encountered, the Cebu Golf Club filed a case in the Supreme Court to stop the NGCP from putting lines to Cebu that will go ultimately to Lanao del Norte and then to Cagayan de Oro. And I said, and I was able to come to the press and state, is golf more important than the needs of Mindanao? Everybody scrambled, including Secretary Frasco, calling me and saying, we will ask the golf club to manifest in the Supreme Court that they should now agree and not to stop it. Because if we stop because of the golf course, then certainly our priorities are not in the right places. And indeed, it took about 8 months to be able to proceed with NGCP's lines of transmission going through Cebu and then going to the island of Negros and then going to Lanao del Norte. That's the first one, Mr. Chairman. You know why I know this? Because I am one of the foremost proponents for the interconnection of Mindanao to the rest of the grid. Visayas already has interconnection with Luzon. But why Mindanao is not yet in? Even during the time of President Pinoy, he was in Iligan City. I spoke there that President Pinoy already support the NGCP to make sure that we interconnect Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So now it's interconnected. And so now there will be many more power generation companies that will come to Mindanao because if we have excess, they can sell it, especially Luzon, who has a very tight supply on energy. Next, Mr. Chairman, that is why we cannot blame NGCP for the delay, at least for the Visayas, Mindanao interconnection. The next problem is Lanao del Norte. Right of way, you cannot just, you cannot just be able to dig and put your transmission lines there because, or put posts there because our Muslim brothers in Lanao del Norte will object. And in fact, they have objected. So what did we do? We were able to talk to the governor and the congressman of Lanao del Norte. It took so much time also because they had to talk with the owners of the properties. And so to be able to put just point, Secretary Garin, my former colleague, to state that it's 5 years delay and we should penalize them and to the ERC to increase the penalties. We have to look at the reasons. And in fact, if we see the reasons for delay, the right-of-ways that could not be immediately be secured, it stops the project. And so that is why, Attorney Malyari, we thank you Because Mindanao is now interconnected to Visayas and Mindanao. There are more companies that are putting up power generation plants in Mindanao because they can now sell to Luzon and the Visayas if they have excess capacity. And right now, I tell you, because of the development of Mindanao, brought about by President Bongbong Marcos, nakapasok na. So, we expect, if you will see the NEDA report, Region 11 followed by Region 10, there's a lot of companies going there, and therefore there will be a need for more watts and more power companies. And so we cannot, my dear colleague Sharon, who has been, with us, presentations like this looks like, NGCP has not done its job. But let me tell you that based on my personal experience, at least these two right-of-ways problem easily would cause the delay. So what I'm saying here, Mr. Chairman, is let us look at the reasons for the delay. Because NGCP would want to connect all of these grids and all of our consumers, because it is for the best interest of the company. They will be able to charge more. And so those are my experiences, and that's why I am here to state that NGCP, as far as Mindanao is concerned, has interconnected us, and we are now doing well in terms of our electricity provisions, our electricity supply, and we are assured that the thing that happened in 1997, 98 will not happen again to Mindanao. And therefore, this is one way that we are saying that there is a reason why there is some delay. And to us, are we trying to dissolve the 50-year franchise of the NGCP? Is that the reason, Mr. Chairman? The BIR, in the hearing of the Ways and Means, clearly stated, NGCP has paid all the tax liabilities of the company by Mr. Romeo Lumagi, the BIR chief. ARC chairman has stated, is that correct, Madam Chair Di Malanta, that you said that there has been a compliance of the tax responsibilities of NGCP?
Mr. Chair, in another hearing po, we confirmed that what we have seen from our records is compliance with the 3% franchise
Yes,
tax.
precisely, that was the issue. NGCP has complied. BIR has complied. Now, why are we here? Why are we going to, try to make it, make the NGCP look bad? Let us hear them, Mr. Chairman. And that is why, Mr. Chairman, you already have the list. And those are the issues. I counted a dozen issues. What you asked them were to submit papers, but let them answer. The ones that you mentioned in the early part of this hearing, the issue of the Chinese controlling NGCP. What is their answer? I'd like to have that. The share agreement. What is the share agreement clear? That really there is an agreement that the Chinese will control, because I'm always against the Chinese, especially in the West Philippine Sea, and we don't want them to control the NGCP and transmission in this country. So I would suggest, Mr. Chairman, that the position paper on these issues, you have listed a dozen issues. Let them answer directly. Submission of documents is okay. But then these are specific issues, and I appreciate the committee in the December 23 hearing that we have identified these issues, and let them submit a position paper to all of us so that we can see, because if there is a violation of that, I'll be the first one to move and file a bill to cancel the NGCP. Just when I filed a bill to suspend the franchise of Cebu Pacific because we were delayed for one day from Cagayan de Oro. And that caused them to really improve. Before, they had only 2 standby planes, Pacific. Now they have 5 because I filed this particular bill to suspend. There has to be. Motu proprio, Mr. Chairman, we can do it. But there has to be clear clear violations that is clear because under our Constitution, everybody, there should be no deprivation of life, liberty, or property, Article 2, Section 2, without due process of law. And NGCP has property intangible, which is the 50-year franchise. And so therefore, Mr. Chairman, I have said my piece. And so just to answer the report of our dear colleague, Sharon Garin, but let me tell you, us in Mindanao are enjoying the interconnection, delayed, better late than never. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.